Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancers in the month of February 2019. What's going on, Cancer? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Announcements. Quickly, off the bat. You might be able to tell because of my voice. If you've been here before, I am slightly sick. I'm getting over a cold. So if I have to stop the video at any point to clear my throat, take a drink of water, I do apologize ahead of time, okay? Cancer, that's your main spread there. Went ahead and shuffled off camera to sort of save time. I'll shuffle now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that is when the reading begins. You can check in the description box for the timestamp if you want to jump ahead to when the reading begins. I totally don't blame you. Also down there, you will find the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. You send me an email. I confirm that I got your email. You send me the payment. And once the payment is received, the video will be sent to you in a 24 to 72 hour timetable. So that's the turnaround for when I get payment. That's when you get the videos, okay? All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and get your outcome for February 2019. Outcome, Cancer, February 2019. Oh my gosh. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. What are you doing? Okay, you wanted that one. It's a little far away, so I'm going to have to pause the camera, but let me go ahead and put this down, and that'll be the bottom. The bottom will be your overall energy. 1 second. Okay, Cancer, that is your outcome there. And let me go ahead and flip the rest of the cards so you can see what's going on with you. Wow. Okay. This is very interesting. Interesting because that one, but I don't think any of these really came out in any of the other readings, I don't think. If they did, I don't remember. How's that look on the screen there? Okay, I think they look pretty good. All right. Please show me Cancer in February 2019. Please show me Cancer in February 2019. Please show me. Here or there? No, here. Okay. Interesting. Because that's not the normal way they call this position. What they just showed me. So okay. All right, guys. So coming into February 2019, Cancer, you come in with the World card, Major Arcana World card, representing the fixed signs Taurus, Leo. I'm blanking. There it is. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So one of those signs might be significant to you, but they don't have to be. And the World, though, is about completions, right? We're talking about the passage of time. We're talking about things moving along, sort of like a gear work there, like that huge gear behind this lady. This is the Steampunk Tarot, by the way, in case you're wondering. And so things moving like clockwork, things moving along like a timepiece, well engineered. I can't think of it, but there have been depictions of the universe, of creation of the universe sort of working like a well-oiled machine, right? And that's what I'm getting here. You're coming to a completion point. You're coming to a plateau in your life where something that has been with you for a while is sort of wrapping up or is sort of coming to a close. It's kind of having its last hoorah. And that could be a good thing. It can be a bad thing if it all depends on how it shakes out in your life. But what I'm feeling more than anything is you, Cancer, for the most part, are at peace with it and maybe even looking forward to this thing coming to a completion. We could be talking about a project, we could be talking about a job, we could be talking about a relationship or a certain dynamic within a relationship, or we could just be talking about a certain point of your life. Maybe some of you are just simply growing up, simply maturing. If you are having your 21st birthday, well, you're not having your 21st birthday, but but maybe you're coming to sort of a rite of passage in your life. Maybe you are completing your first year of college or something like that, where you're moving away from. Some of you are moving away from what is viewed as an immature time in your life or an immature phase in your life to a more mature phase. So maybe you've recently graduated college and this is your first like big time, you know, real world job or something like that. Maybe you've made your first, you know, big sale at your job, something like that. And I feel what's happening is you feel good about it. It's on time. It feels right. It feels as if whatever's happened previous to this time has happened for a reason. And you are no longer begrudging or feeling miffed about the reasoning. Like before, Cancer, you may have been, why me, why this way, why now, why him, why her, why this, why that, and kind of, you know, shaking your fist at the sky, damn you, and, you know, maybe some of you literally don't want to do that because, you know, you don't like it, but there is sort of like this residual, very, very distant, or very, very no longer true energy of damn the powers that be, or damn the circumstance, or damn luck, damn fortune, damn whoever, whatever. And I don't feel that's necessarily with you right now. I feel really what's with you is, I get it. Clarity. Affirmation, confirmation. There's like this letting go, or there's, if not letting go, like this openness or this expansiveness, or sometimes I get it, and when I read books, and this is kind of how I often will interpret the world card, it's like turning over a page to a new chapter, or turning over the end cover of a book, and you're putting the story to rest. You're putting that journey that you just read to rest. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like turning that page and ready for the next story, or turning that page and ready for the next chapter. So there is a bit of anticipation here for you. There is a caveat here. Not that this situation isn't done, but be prepared, Cancer. And I don't think this is like I kind of feel silly for having to tell you this, but this will happen again. All that damn whoever lives upstairs, or damn the powers that be, that will happen again. Your frustration in a situation, you feeling more than ever as if all the cards are stacked against you, that feeling will come around to you again. The world does talk about that. Things happening in their time, often in their seasons, is how we like to think of it. And so eventually you'll come back to a trying time in your life. But for now is the time of letting it go. Now is the time of getting over it. Now is the time of putting things to rest. Now is the time of drawing a line under it and saying, it's over, chapter done, okay? And I like it because I think you like it. I think you're very much into this. Yes, you're very much into this. Someone's not so much into it. It could have been you right above. This, I think, is very much in your awareness. It could be someone else, but for some of you, it will be yourself. And this is somebody who is not so sure of what's going on here in your starting position. Not so sure and confident and feeling A-okay with this energy, with this placement for you, either for you or for the situation. This person is skeptical. This person might be apprehensive, or somehow even actively trying to undermine what's going on here for you. So you might, in some of your cases, if this is you in both areas, you might be sort of your own worst enemy. You might be, as much as you're looking forward to or accepting that things are coming to a close and you're about to turn over a new leaf in something, another part of you could be very reluctant, very, very anxious about it, very insecure about it, because, you know, like with anything, new things can be intimidating, new things can be very nerve-wracking for many of us, and so part of you is ready and another part is like, I don't know about that. For those where it's not your energy, this is someone who maybe you have cast them out. Like, as you can see, this young female it seems to be leaving. What I'm feeling is like sort of like a club, like a place where like-minded people meet. So in modern terms, that could be a workplace, that could be a school or a university, that could be a home. And someone is either feeling ostracized, feeling rejected, feeling pushed out, or because of their own, this is more likely the case, because of their own behavior and attitude, they have ostracized themselves and they are gathering up their little bit of swords and they're having to leave the place. So literally you might have to, this turning over a new leaf or this ending of a chapter in your life, you may be saying goodbye to certain people in your life along the way, Cancer. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be lovers, I don't know who it is. But to a certain degree, there is a detachment between you and someone else, or you within, or you with a certain facet of your own personality has to basically step off, has to basically be removed from the situation. And this is for the better. Let me tell you, this is for the better. There's a little bit of guilt here. Let me go back to this very quickly. There's a little bit of guilt here. This person is making you feel guilty, or they're saying, oh, I feel so guilty. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. Like they're pandering to you. Like they're kind of condescending to you, or not condescending to you, but they're kind of, their way, if someone is saying this to you, oh, I feel so guilty about this, you know, oh, let me leave, let me get out of your hair, oh, I didn't mean to overstep here, oh, I apologize. Them saying that is like saving face, okay? It's lacking in sincerity a little bit. So be wary of that. Oh, the guilt thing. I was like, no, I didn't mean to put that down yet. Now the guilt part, in some cases, for some people who are walking away from you or walking away from the situation, whatever we're talking about, they're walking away because they're guilty. They've been found to be guilty. They've been found out to be whatever they are, a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, whatever, a shiesty person. And so they have to leave. So they're walking away, tail tucked between their legs. In other cases, this guilt is internal. Like I said, some of you are having this sort of struggle between your more optimistic side versus your more pessimistic side. And your pessimistic side is feeling guilty about leaving something behind, is feeling guilty about turning the page on something, is feeling guilty about saying, no more of this, let's get on to the next thing, okay? There is like this adherence, or there is this, because like I said, walking away from a club or walking away from a place, like the doors behind there, it's a familiar place, whatever it is, a school, a house, a job, whatever. So there's a connection, there's a deep wanting to remain in a place, in an environment that is familiar, that is safe. So there's a guilt about leaving what is familiar, okay? Now, what's going on the outside of that, or rather where I think you're transitioning into, and I think you're kind of having this linear reading, unintentional, but that's how it came out. I'm feeling like we have a sort of recent past, near future, desired future, or desired present, and then your further future. And that's why I don't do linear readings, because I cannot go past present future. Like, I feel it's too limiting because all that stuff blends together. You know, there isn't a door we all walk through, you know, at like 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay, well, now that's a part of my past, and you walk through a door. Now I'm in my present. No, all time is continuous and all time is connected. So that's why I have a hard time resonating with past, present, future. It's just really hard for me. So anyway, this is sort of what I think you're moving into, what you're hoping to move into, what you're kind of envisioning in your very near future, which you also might want to call your present, if you want to think of it that way. So moving forward, we have some Three of Pentacles energy. Now, very quickly, and I say this in every time these damn threes come up, and I have to say it, it's not always a third-party situation, because nobody in their right mind usually walks into a third-party situation saying, hey, this is the best thing ever, I can't wait to get involved in that. And third-party situation also does not always mean cheating, does not always mean some type of side biscuit situation. It can mean the interference. It's just about interference between two parties or two cyclical energies, right? So that is not at play here. The third-party thing is not at play in terms of cheating. The third-party thing I don't feel is here in terms of interference. What I do see is harmonious partnership between you and one other person, or between you and two other people, between you and 15 other people. I don't care. It really is about harmonious working together. Let's have a vibe. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's connect on a intellectual level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, whatever. This is about connection. And I love that, because I mean, look at what's going on there against that wall. There's this person, this young woman, and she's putting up a pentacle, or she's like fixing that pentacle in the center there. So there is this idea of making a complete picture, of completing a project, right? And then again, we have a lot of gears here. I mean, it is the steampunk deck, and maybe I was led to choose this deck for a reason this month, but there is this idea of connectivity, and that's very important for a lot of people right now, I'm getting, especially you, Cancer, is connectivity, is having things work together in a harmonious union, whether that be in a relationship, a marriage, a dating situation, whether that be your friends, your family, your co-workers, whoever. It all has to flow together or tick and grind together as if it was a well-made clock or a well-made, watch. That's what you want. That's what you're going to get. And I like it. So you could be any of these people. You could be the person, you could be the woman who's putting the pentacle up in the wall. You could be the woman in red who's kind of reading the instructions to the woman, reading those, in IKEA instructions on how to build a damn cabinet that we all love. Or you could be, I feel like the male figure here would sort of be like overseeing the project or overseeing the union, he could be the financier. If this is like a big financial project for some of you, it is Pentacles. So this could be you and a business partner. You're starting up maybe a shop, an online shop, or even a brick and mortar shop, and you have a financier. That could be a banker, that could be a private investor, that could be a parent who's lent you the money to start this business, and you are just gung-ho about it. I really feel you're gung-ho about it. And Cancer, you're not a fire sign. You're not a sign that usually gets amped readings from me. You usually get very very mellow readings from me, very calm, but I feel like there's just this steady increase in momentum for you, like a chug, like a ticking up, tick, 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 That's what I'm feeling. I love it for you. You should love it for you. Now, the other part that you're kind of moving into, again, you might want to think of it as your soon-to-be present, or your right now present, or your intended future. You've got the Temperance card right above it. Temperance card of Sagittarius, so there might be a Sagittarius who is significant in your life, but they do not have to be, or there does not have to be. Temperance is about balance. It is about sort of curing, and the way that they showed me curing, not curing as in like an ailment, but curing like meat, like how you would cure meat, is what they showed me. So when you cure meat, or when you heal anything, that takes time, right? It's a process. I've never cured meat a day in my life, but I'm pretty sure you have to like dry it and salt it, or salt it and then dry it, something like that. And you have to store it, and you gotta wait, and you gotta wait, and you gotta wait. So that's what I'm getting here, is there has been waiting going on here. There has been time and patience needed here. Patience is also a part of Temperance. And needing things to be balanced, needing things to sort of be collaborated, or calibrated, and collaborated in some cases, since we were talking about that just now, partnership. So you may have had a long time of waiting, or patience needed for this collaboration to come into play. You may have needed to be patient until the bank said, okay, here's your loan, here are the terms, here's your 50 grand, whatever it is. That took months or weeks or even years in some cases, if it wasn't through a bank. If it was a private investor, that took a long time to build up your client base, or get people involved in whatever you're trying to do. And you're clearer now. If this was you, or this is sort of connected to where you're coming from, or sort of what you're familiar with, look how foggy that Seven of Swords is, right? And look how open and clear and brisk that Temperance card is, right? So we're moving away from something that it might have been a little shadowy, a little shisty in some cases, a little unsure. Maybe this person used to be an investor, but they were shady, or they were never truly going to give you the money or give you the support. Maybe this was going to be somebody that you worked with, maybe not as a financier. Maybe this was like the third business partner, and they're out. And now that they're gone, or now that that element is gone, you can see clearly. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. That whole thing. Isn't that Jimmy Cliff or something like that? Anyway, so that's what I'm feeling. It's just like this moving into, like the fog has lifted, the seas have parted. All that stuff that you need to happen is happening. But along the way, you're being really tempered about it. You're being really balanced about it. You're being really focused. You're not getting ahead of yourself, Cancer. You're not putting the cart before the horse. You're not jumping the gun. You want everything. Yes, it's coming together in time like a well-oiled machine, like we were talking about before. All gears are in their places. Everything is where it is, and it has to be this way. And you are accepting of that. You are kind of reveling and kind of feeling relieved that everything is sort of falling into place and all the gears are sort of, ticking away like they need to. Wonderful, beautiful, excellent. Now, yes, and out in your future or your distant future, your distant hopes, I feel you've got the Ten of Pentacles and the Chariot. Which one? Yeah. So down the line, as you can see here, Ten of Pentacles in this card, you've got this solo figure, and she's kind of having like this. I mean, you can think that these people are literally outside that window, standing near that cliff with those dogs. You can think that, but I'm getting this is more of like a wistful dream kind of thing. This is like, a hope and a prayer kind of energy, but not in the traditional pessimistic view of that turn of phrase. This is more of because look, she's holding a card, right? She's holding her own tarot card. Focus, you punk. Oh, I hate you. Oh, you don't want to focus at all, really? Come on. This camera, sometimes the settings stay the way I want them. Sometimes they do their own thing. Okay, look. And on that card, I believe are 10 pentacles, right? So it's sort of like an inception moment that you're having. And some of you might be having that, because inception, I only saw it once, but I'm pretty sure it involved dreaming or active dreaming or some type of induced dreaming, right? And something like that, where reality sort of topples in on itself and it becomes like this continual loop of, or this sort of, I can't describe it, but that's the best I can describe it right now. It's sort of like this continual loop of realities. And so on this continual loop of realities, where however you envision your future, Cancer, it is this 10 of Pentacles image that you see. Happy family, happy husband, happy wife, happy kids in the form of 2 four-legged animals, right? Oh no, there is a child there too. My bad. So a kid and 2 dogs. So not to say that that is all of your desires for the future, but it is considerable. The energy is what is there. This idea of intense contentment, this idea of lineage and having sort of this legacy, and having the legacy be beautiful, having the legacy just be totally effusive and just pictorial, right? It's very pretty. So you have, and yeah, the card in her hand does have 2 pentacles, 10 pentacles on it. So this reality within a reality, no matter how you slice it, Cancer, in your future, you want this very picturesque vision of happiness and contentment, whatever that means for you. Maybe in your future, maybe in your depiction of this, you would cut out one of the adults, keep the 1 kid, and keep one of the dogs. Maybe for you, it doesn't involve anything but you and the 2 dogs. Whatever you're envisioning, you keep coming back to it. You cycle back into it. And it repeats in this way that I think confirms things to you and also drives you. It continues to be your inspiration as well as your goal. You know what I mean? I'm inspired by this thing that I feel in some form already exists, but it actually hasn't taken shape in my life. So maybe some of you are having or are into the laws of attraction. You have vision boards, you do positive affirmations, you do mindful meditations, you do all that stuff, you do prayers, whatever you do. Maybe some of you are actually in the act of trying to manifest what you already feel somewhere within you exists. And so you have some type of behavior or some type of belief or some type of practice that only continues to see this thing build inside of you. For example, if yours is literally a marriage with a child and a dog, okay, maybe you're able to envision the dogs. That's kind of simple. You've named them in your mind. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore. Those are the names of your two dogs. Whatever. And now, you know, a few months down the line, then you start to envision your partner. He or she, well, they should be about this tall. I'm partial to blondes, or I'm partial to people with glasses. And so you start to envision your partner having glasses and blonde hair and being a certain height. And then, whereas before it was just, I would love to date so-and-so, and you think of a celebrity or you think of a friend of yours who you kind of have a crush on. Now it becomes a little bit more abstract, but with certain details or attributes attached to someone you've never met, to someone you've never seen. And now you're like, okay, well, whoever they are, they're probably going to look like this, or I would like them to look like that, or I would like them to sound like this and act like this and have these personality traits, etc., etc. So now you've built your composite partner in your mind, what you pray on, what you're putting on your vision boards, what you're meditating on, etc. Then you now think, okay, my genetics plus this, you know, blonde-haired person with glasses equals this type of child. Maybe some of you, I don't know why this is coming into my head, but maybe some of you are like literally like playing The Sims, and you're creating your ideal family in The Sims, and you play that family, and that somehow aids in your visualization. Some of you might be doing something like that. I don't know. Or maybe you're sketching it. Maybe you're sketching it in a book or something. But there is this inception-like thing where what is internal in your subconscious, in your unconscious mind, you're trying your best, and you're practicing, you are in the practice of manifesting. You're trying to manifest it, okay? And I think you are bearing a high chance of success. When and where, I don't know, but you're in your shit. You're in your power. The Chariot card of you, Cancer. And often, because your card came out in someone's reading for January, and the Chariot came up. And in that particular deck, the Chariot was not working out. It was very difficult. Less difficult in this depiction, okay? We have this Chariot master, this driver of the Chariot with the umbrella there, having an easy time. You know why it's easy? Because in this card, again, it's just because what I was led to choose this month, this steampunk deck is industrialized. So the Chariot master, the driver of this Chariot, not dealing with wild animals, dealing with wild horses or sphinx or anything like that. Dealing with two mechanical elephants? Horses? No, they're horses, I guess. Although they're, yeah, they could. I don't know what it is, but two mechanical looking animals, right? Or animalistic mechanic, whatever. You know what I'm saying. And when something is inanimate, mechanical, of our creation, we essentially have dominion over it. We have control to a certain extent. You know what I mean? So there's less trying to make it work for you right now, Cancer, or in your future. Because I'm feeling like many of you are not here yet. This is a little ways off, these two cards. When and where, again, I don't know. But I feel if things continue the way they have been previous to this, you're well on your way, especially in this center row here. Now, or center column, excuse me. Now, I just get this feeling that this person who's driving the Chariot, you, Cancer, you're driving your own Chariot, created, melded, molded, you know, stuck each and every rivet into this black and white mechanical animal. And now I'm going to drive these two towards my destination. So you've created the vehicle. You've created the path, the method, the approach, the way in which you're going to get what you want. You have made it. Maybe you made it alone. Maybe it was I almost yelled at myself here. I let me go ahead and not yell at myself, because that now makes sense. I'm like, you made it. And I'm like, why am I feeling like this idea of you made it, you made it, you made it? What were we talking about here? Creation, collaboration. And I was like, maybe you made it alone. And then I was like, but maybe you didn't, because of this. The Three of Pentacles right along this line. In partnership with other people, through the help of your financier, of your investors, whatever, you're going to make the vehicle, make the means, make the method that's going to carry you towards whatever your goal is. Whatever this Ten of Pentacles is for you, you're going to get there because of this and that. And all of it, really. Your biggest detractor, your biggest negative card, or your biggest card is that Seven of Swords. Everything else on this board is wiping that out. Amazing. Amazing, Cancer. That's absolutely amazing. I love it. Now, your outcome for February. You've got the Hierophant card of, oh, please focus, don't be like that. Hierophant, card of Taurus. So you might have a Taurus who's significant in your life right now, Cancer, but they do not have to be a Taurus. What I'm getting for you is your outcome is heavily based in a father figure for some of you. Got this man with the white beard, right? And he's like, I want to say that's not what I want to say. Thank you. He's sort of giving a speech. He's giving a talk to those two kids, right? So there's a word, and I'm like, that's not the word that they want me to, that's the word they want me to say, but it's not the right word. You guys don't know English, which makes sense. But anyway, so it's this idea of passing down of knowledge, of imparting your wisdom to others, especially younger generations. So for a lot of you, there's a father or patriarchal archetype that's important to you. It doesn't have to be literally your father. It doesn't have to literally be a man, but it's this idea of a wiser, older, masculine energy, masculine person, or what might be viewed as a masculine leader, and having an influence on younger generations. So maybe that's important for some of you. Maybe some of you are wanting to walk in your father's footsteps, or you're wanting to take up the mantle, or utilize lessons that your father gave you when you were a young kid, something like that. But more than the father stuff, I'm getting there's this idea, or fixation rather, on what works and what doesn't work. What is tried and true, what is proven, what has passed the mustard, and what is absolutely unacceptable, absolutely frivolous, absolutely non-essential, okay? And having strict, if not forceful, or just having like a real strong line between what is accepted and what is not accepted. In what way, in what worlds or what facets that works out for you, I don't know. Are we talking people? Are we talking behaviors and attitudes? Are we talking about money, how to spend it, when to spend? I don't know. But there is like this firm line, because the Hierophant talks about that, talks about prescriptive behaviors, talks about things that we in life adhere to, and things that sort of have value, and they have traditional place. They have traditional placeholders in our lives, and they work, and they continue to work, and that's why they remain traditions. That's why they remain viable and valuable, is because they continue to show up and they continue to do what they set out to do. So don't rock the boat is kind of what I'm feeling here. So I think for some of you, again, your father or a father-like figure is very important to you, whether you are emulating him, whether you're taking advice from him now, I'm not getting much of an adversarial energy, but for some of you, maybe, because, a lot of us have daddy issues out there. So that might be a little bit of a thorn in your side, this father aspect. But other than that, it's like this, yes, what has proven to work, and how we're going to maintain that tradition or maintain that success. And that's the thing, look, that young girl there in the front, she's taking notes. And when you take notes, in college, in a seminar, at church, wherever you go where you take notes, most of the time what you're copying down is not verbatim from the person's mouth or verbatim from whatever they're writing on the whiteboard or the chalkboard, right? You're already, as soon as you write it down, you are amending it. It's not their handwriting, it's your handwriting. They said that word, but that you don't like that word, so you substitute a word. Or they said that, but then you add a word to it, you know? So you add synonyms to the things that they put up on the board. Or maybe while they're writing out something, they cross something out and they leave it there. But because you're seeing it afterwards, you don't have to cross out that numeral because you didn't make the mistake. So there is automatically, in whatever notes you're taking from someone, you're already amending them. Even if you're adhering to what they do, even if you're following their steps and you're following their advice, you're still going to put your own spin on it, okay? So that's what they want me to tell you there. Your overall energy, which kind of makes sense to this whole reading, is this Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles, hard at work, you know, burning the midnight oil in some cases. So some of you might be working a lot, working overtime, working 2 or 3 jobs, getting your hustle on, getting your side project on, doing whatever. And the thing about it is, it's tiring. I'm going to tell you that. You will be tired, okay? It's not easy doing what this person is doing, making these pentacles by hand and then stacking them up on a wall, and then you're working in like a smoky factory type of setting. So some of you might be working in harsh environments, or you might be working in factories. You might be working with metals or with wood or glass and creating things where it's a little, you know, safety is of utmost importance, right? And he's got a little cup of coffee there. So again, a lot of you are going to be tired while you're doing this. But I tell you, Cancer, you feel good about it. You feel good about whatever work you're doing. If it's literal work, your ends meet work, or if it's creative work, or if it's substantial and enlightening spiritual work, I don't know. But whatever it is, I think you feel good about it. The most you're going to feel is tired, exhausted, frustrated, feeling like, oh man, I would love to have a break, but I can't have a break because I got all this on the line and I have this in my vision board. And, you know, my vision board doesn't say take a break. My vision board says work harder, bitch. Okay? Whatever it is. So as the overall energy, that's just like what's going on around you. Or that's kind of going to be sort of your takeaway from February is, damn, I worked a lot. Damn, I'm tired. Damn, I can't drink enough coffee. I cannot drink more than 4 cups of coffee a day. That's too much for my body. You know, so some of you are just coming away with that energy. But other than that, and a little bit of that Ace of Pentacles for you, this is an amazing reading, in my opinion, Cancer. I really like it for you. Because you started out so strong in that World card. I'm telling you, you guys are feeling yourselves. You are feeling it. And you've got them in this triangular space, and triangles sometimes speak a lot to me. So you've got 3 majors in your triangle, and they're all beneficial to you right now. Okay? All right, Cancer, that is your reading for February 2019. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and smash it, or click it, or gently caress it. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. I don't judge. If you like the video, that's cool. Also down there, you're going to find a comment section if you want to leave a comment on how this reading resonated with you, how it's factoring into your life, all that kind of stuff. Please let me know. I love to read them. Also down there, you can find the share button if you want to share this across your social media platforms. Let people know what's going on in your life, or you've got Cancer buddies. You're like, oh my God, this is us, guys. Share it with them. Cool. And finally, the very last button, which is the button, or the subscribe button. If you want to click that, and then also click the notification bell, you're going to stay up to date on the videos that I create and that I post up here for you guys. I do the monthlies, and of course I do the birthday readings. I think hopefully by spring I'm going to introduce at least 1 new type of reading, and hopefully I'm doing some other stuff. So that's just a quick and easy way to stay connected with me if you want to. If you don't want to, that's cool, but if you've seen me a couple times and you haven't hit the subscribe button, how come? Aren't we friends? Don't you like me? Come on, guys, I like you too. All right, that's my spiel. Cancer, I'm going to be back in about 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm going to do your March reading at that time. Until then, I thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye.